What is going on with the Man United transfer window? What is going on with our future plans? The first thing that we saw around the end of the season, before the Aston Villa game, was that Matthias Cunha is about to sign. It was up to the point where we were thinking maybe there's a chance Cunha could play in the Asian tour. But it didn't happen and it was fine. You know why? Because the agreement was in place, the medical was done, and this was so early. This is unlike what United normally do. And we thought, ooh, things have changed. Now, you move it a bit further forward, and we see the same thing. We see Brian Mbumo signing. Given that there was a 30-day delay, given that the medical could have been done much sooner, given that the transfer fee could have been agreed much sooner, but we're still here. We've finally signed Mbumo. But now, when you look at the rest of the list, you look at the striker. The striker, primarily, we wanted Victor Gyökeres. Apparently, it was out of our budget at first, and then Arsenal just swooped in, and Arsenal wanted him, and he only wanted Arsenal. So you know what, Victor Gyökeres fell apart. But now we're seeing some concerning things. We are seeing that our top targets as a striker are pretty much Benjamin Sesko and Nicholas Jackson. The same Nicholas Jackson who I've seen Sancho being furious about with. The same Nicholas Jackson I've seen Cole Palmer screaming at. Not your general scream, but a scream of, why is this guy on the same team as me? We are not on the same level. We are not even in the same stratosphere. This Nicholas Jackson, who Chelsea are quoting around 80 to 100 million pounds. That's what I saw yesterday. But we already have one at home when you think about it. We have Joshua Zirkzee. And yet, we're not moving on a striker who's a number 9, who's a finisher. People might say there's not many options. All I'm saying is, the transfer window isn't quite going to plan. Am I blaming Ineos? Not really. Because if you look at the two signings that we have brought in finally, we have brought in Cunha, who we wanted. We all wanted Cunha. And then we see the second forward, Brian Mbumo, who, let's be honest, regardless of what you think about the player itself, we all know we're expecting something like what Mo Salah brought to Liverpool. If not to that level, we expect consistency. That could be 15 goals, that could be 20 goals, it could be well more than that. But we do expect a certain level. So we're bringing a certain pedigree of player who has scored 15 plus goals in the Premier League. Some place that we're lacking in, which is why I'm not behind Ineos. But what I am behind is, who are we choosing as our targets? Because I can understand Victor Gyökeres. Even if I don't like Victor Gyökeres, I can understand it because you know what? We need a full-on number 9. Sure. Benjamin Sesko, not the best striker, but still I see the vision. Now, when we're moving on from these two on to Nicholas Jackson before Mateta, who's waiting, by the way, and we couldn't sign Ekitike, fine. But Mateta is there. Mateta is what, 27, 28? He's not even that old. Or, complete wildcard, we could just go and get Ivan Toney. But I don't think United are going to go for it. For whatever reason it is, United are not so keen on Ivan Toney. Now, there's this totally other world where we don't even sign a striker at all, where we kind of deploy... there's this totally other world where we don't even sign a striker to begin with. A place where we only drop maybe Zirkzee into the 9, or we play Brian Mbumo as a 9, push Ahmad more deeper, and then you invest in a wing back, both on the right side and on the left side. Will United do this? Most likely not. But should we even consider that? I would say we do. Why? Because in our team, the team that we're building right now, we already have some insane level of creators / finishers / decision makers in Cunha, Mbumo, and Ahmad. 3 solid options. Now, you look deeper, we have Bruno Fernandes, who, let's be honest, he's a good player, but he's not the world-class player that everybody thinks he is. Why? Because on his day, he's one of the best creators in the world. But on a bad day, he can be one of the worst players to grace a football pitch. When we could get a more destructive player next to him, I would even say, when we could get a player like Lisandro Martinez into CDM, why not go and invest in Edison? Why not invest in a Baliba? Even though it might be expensive, why not go for an Adam Wharton even? Because you use the money that you wanted to spend on a striker, you buy a wing back who might be for 25 million or 26 million who will still do the job. And then maybe you can invest that money into a left wing back, You could invest because Dogu, let's be honest, he's not quite hit the heights that we expected him to. Or you could just go and sign that one proper holding midfielder, the one that we want beside whoever we already have. We just need two destroyers, right? If we can get a Douglas Luiz on loan and you can buy another midfielder like Baliba, aren't we sorted in the middle? And in the back line, I would say we're already sorted. Like you see, we have De Ligt, we have Euro, we have Aiden Heaven coming through, we have Mazraoui. And if you want as a fifth option, we have Harry Maguire, which isn't a bad fifth option at all. And then we have our goalkeeper, whoever that might be. It might be Lamens. Am I sold on Lamens? No, because he cannot play from the back. When I say he cannot play from the back, this is Onana levels I'm talking about. Shot stopping wise, but he's decent, and so we can consider him. Now the other option is Emi Martinez. Don't think that he doesn't make errors, guys. He does make a few errors. However, having said all this, I will still sign Martinez. I would still have Martinez as a keeper. You know why? One reason, because this guy is a winner. There was this one game when we hosted Villa, when Ronaldo had joined us very newly. When Martinez was the goalkeeper, Bruno got a penalty in the 90th minute. His shithousery was next level that I think Bruno skied the penalty. And because of that, Villa won 1-0. This guy just started doing a samba dance right in front of Stretford End. In front of Stretford End. The amount of guts that it takes to do that, you know what? Sign me up. And then everything that he showed in the World Cup, he showed me that in the crucial moments, he is going to come up clutch. Maybe he's going to make errors in the smaller games. But you know why that's okay? Because if we have an error in one of the smaller games, we can always rely on him to make a crucial save in a crucial moment. And in the smaller games, you know what? People like Cunha, Umbomo, Ahmad, they're going to score us the goals where, you know, even if he makes 2 errors, we might go score 4. But in the crucial moment, when you need him to show up, he's going to be there. So why would I have a problem with a keeper of that ilk? And the fact that we're not going to get him for just 1 year, we might easily be able to play him for 3 or 4 years. Because we all know keepers usually age mature much later. So a 32-year-old Martinez is like signing a 27, 28-year-old striker or a midfielder. So why not just take that gamble? All I'm saying is get the targets right. Don't be going for a Nicholas Jackson. Don't go for a Benjamin Sesko. Go for a creative solution, a solution which focuses on our main problems. Yes, you might say striker is a problem. But if Mbuma and Cunha and Ahmad are going to be our scorers, is it that much of an issue if we have a Zirkzee up front instead of, let's say, a Cole number 9? And instead, we go get that midfielder that we really need. And because that could fix up all the problems that we have in the midfield being wide open. Even though Ruben Amorim just loves leaving the midfield wide open, it's a suicide tactic. We saw it under Ten Hag. Amorim is doing it now. Every time that a manager decides to play a midfield wide open, we get exploited. A Premier League where midfield depth is so important. A Premier League where the setup of your team, how compact your team is, can really decide whether you win a league or whether you finish 16th. Something that we did last season, 15th rather. But all I'm saying is United can go on the right track, but Amorim should not pick Amorim players, as weird as it sounds. Because Amorim players are not technical in any way. In the Premier League, you need technical plus physical players. While Amorim is looking for that, it looks like it's more a club initiative than Amorim initiative. And Amorim players are just not it, guys. What do you think? Comment down below and see you on the next one.